Good morning again, guys. Okay, Monday, and hopefully you guys saw what the review I did this morning and the contest. But back into some of the reality that is our lives. Now, a couple of things I want to point out to everybody. First off, if you're in Houston area, and you did not hear this as of yet, there's a boil water uh, directive that's been issued. I guess there were 3 water treatment plants in Houston overnight that had lost power. And so the city has said that everybody needs to boil water. Don't get sick. Okay. And they hope to have everything fixed either by the end of the day today or early Tuesday morning. So if you're in Houston, make sure you stay safe. Hopefully, you've got some water stored, okay, for cooking or eating or drinking or whatever, okay. Then, of course, if you were in Maryland yesterday, maybe you dealt with this, maybe you didn't, but you had a plane crash, small plane like a Cessna, crash into some power lines, and of course, knocked power out for tens of thousands of people for a while until they got that fixed. My point on this, guys, is you never know what's going to happen. Right? It's not going to be, oh my God, the North Koreans just sent ICBMs over, get ready. Or there's a snowstorm coming, get ready. Some of these things can happen in the blink of an eye, and you have no idea that it's coming. These are reasons why you need to have bottled water stored. And I mean, I'll give you stupid ones. Yes, you need to have your Walmart bottles of water stored for drinking or for making your morning oatmeal or whatever it would be. Okay. But I'll give you this as an idea, and this was one of Mrs. P's ideas actually. But taking old juice bottles or something like that and just filling them with water and sticking them in a closet somewhere. I mean, nothing necessarily for drink. Flushing a toilet's not a bad idea too when there's no water. Okay. So, just little things like that, having water put back. I mean, I certainly don't want to put purified water, my Walmart bottles of water down the toilet. That's just a waste of money. But if I can take stuff that's just sitting there, stale water out of the sink or whatever, it worked great. Just be ready for situations like that. Coming into winter, you have no idea. Somebody's going to slide on the ice, run into a power pole, knock the power out for your neighborhood for 10 hours. It's going to happen. All right. Be prepared for stuff like that. Doesn't matter where you are. I'm supposed to get ice storms here the end of next week from this massive polar vortex that's coming down. I'm in Tennessee, guys. Okay. This is the north end of the South, but still, ice storms down here, and we do get them. You never know what's going to happen. Ask Texas a couple of years ago. Okay, you never know when it's going to come. Be ready. So, wish I could say the same thing to Europe. Okay, Europe, the lovely continent that has gone totally woke and wants to have all their liberal globalism and all this sort of crap. There's a great story this morning. Not great as in interesting, but funny to the point to tell you how gaslighted we all are, how stupid some of this is. Okay. Now, we all know in Germany that, there's a fuel problem, because they decided to go for their, we're going all green. We're going to do everything solar, everything wind, and we're going to rely on Russian gas. Oh, gee, the Russian gas isn't there anymore, right? So, but our solar and our wind can't handle it. Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't prepare for something else. This is just freaking hilarious. The Bundestag, okay, which is, if you will, Germany's Congress or whatever it would be, something, comparatively. They've had to turn the temperature down in the Bundestag because the politicians are suffering just like the people are with the heat. They turned the temperature down from 68 degrees to 67, from from what was it, 19 degrees Celsius to 18.2. They turned the temperature down a degree and a half, something like that. There's a picture of one of the members of the Bundestag wearing her coat with a scarf around her neck. It's so cold. It's brutal. It's unpleasantly cold. You dropped the temperature a freaking degree and a half. You know, the German people are going, my house is 12 degrees right now, 10 degrees right now. My house is cold. Gee, I'm sorry, it's only 67 in the Bundestag. This is the gaslighting, the bullshit that we're hearing from politicians. Oh, they're one of us. We're suffering just like you. My ass, okay? You know, I guarantee you that Joe Biden, Justin Trudeau, Emmanuel Macron, any of them, they're not going to suffer, okay? It'll be warm in their residences, okay? They will have power. They will have water. They're special. They're important people. Remember this, okay? This is the problem we get. Everybody's talking about, all this fuel problem. Yes, there's a worldwide fuel problem. I will agree. The stupidity of let's piss a bunch of money into Ukraine and make all of the rest of us suffer. Gee, I'm sorry the Ukrainians are suffering. I'm sorry the Russians are suffering, okay, because of what they have going on. There's no reason that the people in Germany, England, France, the United States, Canada, whatever, we should be suffering because of it. This is how globalism fails. NATO came out, or not NATO, I'm sorry, Europe came out, the EU came out yesterday and started bitching that, oh, this isn't fair. The US is profiteering off of this war, etc. Oh, they're making money selling fuel. They're making money selling weapons and blah, blah. Okay, first off, nobody told any of these countries that they had to support Ukraine. Nobody said they had to send tanks, weapons, fuel, money, anything like that. They did that under their own free will. If you still take a look at it, the United States has sent more money to Ukraine than all of Europe combined. All right? So I don't want to hear about them whining. Then when they talk about, oh, gee, the U.S. is profiteering off of this, they're making money selling weapons. Let me give you this. The reason why we're selling you weapons is because for the last 70 years, you've been too damn cheap to defend your own country. And you're like, oh, we'll just let the U.S. pay for it because, I have a real vested interest whether or not Germany gets invaded. I really don't care. That's the Germans' responsibility. Because do the Germans give a shit that we're getting invaded over the southern border? Nope. Okay. Don't see them helping. You seen any German border patrol agents working down in Texas trying to keep all the Hondurans and Venezuelans and Mexicans and Haitians and everybody coming across the border? No. But we're supposed to help defend them, right? This is globalism, okay? This is socialism. It's so cold. Oh my God, we can't do anything about it. It's somebody else's fault. Somebody's got to come help me. All these countries in Europe have decided that, have decided for the last 70 years, we'll just let somebody else take care of it for us. We don't need to. This is eventually what happens when you let somebody else take care of things for you. And this works on teeny tiny levels too, like our households, okay? Eventually, those people that you let take care of you, eventually they're the ones that start making the decisions for what happens to you. Okay? Because they go, you know what? I'm providing all the food. I'm providing all the power. I'm providing all the defense. I'm making all the decisions. That's how it works. Okay? And what you're eventually going to have is exactly what they are shooting for. Feudalism, the 1% elite and the 99% plebes. Europe seems to be totally in line with doing that. Hey, we're fine with it until they realize all of a sudden, gee, China wants to pull the strings? Russia wants to pull the strings? The United States wants to pull the strings? Oh, well, no, 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 no. We're Germans, or we're French, or we're British, or whatever. Okay? Start taking care of yourselves rather than relying on everybody else. I'm sorry, Germany. You hitched your wagon, basically decided to run your entire country on Russian gas. You didn't ever think that the Russians might go sometime. We're taking control. Yeah, that's how it works. You know, he who has everything makes the decisions. On a prepper's side of things, to put this into play, okay, so you understand what I'm talking about. You are the one who has had the foresight to stock food, stock water, generators, whatever, clothing, weapons, ammunition, whatever. In a situation right now, let's say Houston, where they're under a boil water order, okay, and your neighbor comes knocking on the door and says, "Oh my God, I don't have any water. What do I do? What do I do?" And you have the water. You're the one that makes the decision whether or not they get water, whether or not they can have their oatmeal for breakfast or whatever, because you're the one that has everything. The people that figured somebody else will take care of them their entire lives, be it on a household basis or be it on a continental basis, are the ones who come to you hat in hand going, please help me. Who makes the decisions? We get into any sort of SHTF situation, and y'all know this is going to happen, that there's going to be people that are going to knock on your door. They're going to see lights, or they're going to see fire, or they're going to see that, you aren't withering away to nothing, and they're going to go, can I have some? You're going to be the one to make the decision on whether they do or not. Okay? They aren't going to come in and tell you, give it to me. Your answer is going to be no. We've talked about that many times. The same situation works on the world stage. And all these countries that have forever figured somebody else will take care of them, now the chickens are coming home to roost. And you know what? Maybe you're going to wake up. Socialism doesn't work. Globalism doesn't work. On a worldwide scale or on a teeny tiny scale in your household, it doesn't